Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Man Cave. Today we're going to talk about a few different things. I want to talk about the Cowboys only, but we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to talk a championship game. We're going to talk some NBA and some other NFL stuff as well. Maybe any other thing that you guys want to talk about that you might want to argue about. I know you guys don't agree on every single thing that we talk about.
Or on anything.
Or on anything at all. But I want to start with the championship game, which is where we were ending off before. We all chose in the AFC. Well, I didn't. I chose Houston, but you guys chose Indianapolis. So they would be playing Kansas City, and I want to see what you guys think about that game. And do you all think who's going to win that?
Kansas City. Kansas City will win that.
Kansas City, too much firepower.
Yeah, I think Kansas City, a big thing about Kansas City is that a lot of people don't really realize their home field advantage. It's crazy there. They have, I mean, if you all ever seen a Kansas City play at home, I mean, that is very hard to win there. I think that's a huge advantage they have, you know, going into the playoffs.
And they're going to be at home throughout the whole playoffs, so.
Yeah. And even if they lost a weapon, they still have a lot of weapons.
Kansas City's in the hunt, man, for sure, man. They're in
the hunt, no pun intended.
That's right.
They have pro bowlers or all their skill positions. I mean, offensive line, you know, I mean, not running back anymore, but the receiver, they have a top 3 receiver, top 3 tight end, top 3 quarterback. They're loaded. I think we all agree that Kansas City's the team.
Yeah, I think they are. But now, on the other game, we're going to have either the Chargers. I think we all picked Chargers. Oh, no, I picked Baltimore. And I still think that Kansas City is going to beat whoever they play. But then we have the Chargers in Baltimore against New England.
I gotta roll with New England until they lose.
I'm gonna go with New England, even though we disagree on a lot of things. I'm gonna go with New England, and I think that they could take either one of the.
I'm also going with New England. I think too much experience, too much Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Too much flat football.
I think it's going to be really, really close. Baltimore's going to give them a great game, and I think New England's probably going to win that one.
Now, if New England does win, I don't think it's going to be because of Brady. I think, you know, Father Time is undefeated, you know, and if you've seen, I mean, he was an average quarterback this year.
How about some spy?
I think they're going to win because of coaching and the other intangibles, but not because of Brady.
He was the average quarterback this year, but I think playoff time is when he's going to prove he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, yeah. But like I said, Father Time is undefeated.
But Father Time, his name is Tom Brady. So, yeah. I think that it's going to be hard to beat that team, and Tom Brady's going to really turn it up, and they're going to play awesome. But they're going to lose, I think, to Kansas City at the final thing. So, and then we go to the NFC, and we all picked Dallas. So Dallas will either be playing New Orleans or the Raiders, but we picked
Rams.
The Rams. So we picked I think Chicago to win. So we think that Dallas will be playing New Orleans. So who do you think is going to win that game?
I say Dallas.
I go with Dallas, and I think that Drew Brees cannot. If they contain him in the pocket and he sees some pressure, he will not run. He will be ducking it, and he'll be taking sacks. And I think the Dallas defense will put enough pressure on him where our offense. Lawrence.
You know, what scares me is, like Gilbert said before, it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. So I think that when you lose to a team, you're the team that's going to go make adjustments and see what you did wrong the first game to be able to adjust that second game. Right. And I think that's what concerns me the most. But I'm still taking Dallas.
You can only adjust so much. That Cowboy defensive line and their pressure is getting so much better because they've gotten their
and
people
I think
back.
New Orleans is kind of in a slump.
And I think that Breeze, it cannot get out of the pocket anymore. And
I think since that Dallas game, actually, New Orleans kind of been on a slump after that.
I disagree. I think that, you know, my heart goes with the Cowboys. You know, it always will. But if we're just being honest and I'm being objective, I think that the Saints are gonna win. You know,
if you control Breeze, the way they did in the first game, they can control Kamara.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've ever seen.
And they did in the first game.
If you notice, New Orleans is virtually unbeatable at home. You know, at home they're a different animal than playing on the road.
That is one of the worst places to play.
Yeah, exactly. So and that I think is a breaking point, in my opinion, is why New Orleans is going to win.
The Cowboys are young.
Numbers escalate dramatically in New Orleans as on the road. You know, he's a dome quarterback. You put him in the dome with that offense. I mean,
the Cowboys are a young defense. They don't know
my heart is with the Cowboys, but I can't see us winning.
You know, his numbers escalate at home. But his habits, your habits, what you go back to at the end of the day, your habits, they don't change under pressure. Like, he's going to be under pressure, and he doesn't like pressure.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
And you have all these young guys on the defensive side for the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, remember the New Orleans also has the #1 pass. Run defense.
Run defense.
So I mean that is also is our strong point, and put that together, those variables together in New Orleans is going to be
And
tough.
I think all season long the Cowboys have proven every time that a strong run defense comes in, they do well against a. They do well
I think
against
Cowboys
it.
will run.
But they don't need to hand the ball off to Zeke for him to be effective.
No,
They can throw him the
they
ball.
can
They
throw
can
him
give
the
him screen
ball.
passes.
They can get
And they've
him.
done it before, and I think it's going to happen again.
Yeah,
Which
it's gonna
opens
happen
everything
again.
up. The short
Well,
passes.
I mean, Winston had over 300 yards against the Cowboys. I mean, the last 6 games, the Cowboys D hasn't been playing very good. I think they're ranked 27th in the NFL the last 6 games. So I mean, like I said, being objective, I'm taking the New Orleans Saints. But
Well,
my
it's
heart goes with the
3
Cowboys. But you heard it here first, guys.
3-1. Cowboys.
think a lot of
Cowboys
people
over
are
the
with you,
Saints.
though, so.
Cowboys over the Saints.
Yeah. So and then the last game will be Chicago versus the Rams.
That's going to be good.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's probably going to be the game to decide
I'm thinking
everything.
Rams take this
no.
one. I'm thinking Rams take this one, even though Goff hasn't been too hot lately.
I think the Rams take it
Rams
too.
take
I
it.
think the Rams take it also because of their interior defense, Aaron Donald and Sue, and they're going to put pressure on that rookie quarterback, and I think that's going to be the difference.
Sue takes too many plays off, but I think that
Oh, but he's
he'll
a
have to
presence.
be able to pick it up.
He's a
that
presence,
game. Yeah.
you know. But Aaron
Yeah,
Donald,
Robin.
I mean, people are picking him to be the MVP, you know. So I mean, the
He's
guy.
picking up, what do you call it, double teams almost every play, so that's leaving Sue by himself too. So
All right. So yeah, and I definitely think that I think the Rams are gonna win this one. They've been a good team. I mean, they haven't played very good lately. I think they're struggling a little bit down the stretch. They're still great, so they're gonna win. It doesn't really matter because the Cowboys are gonna win it all anyway.
yeah.
So anyway, so okay, those are our picks for that, and let's go on. Let's switch it over to the NBA and see what you guys think. First of all, there was a big game in San Antonio the other day that it was a little bit weird for the Spurs fans out there, but Leonard came back to San Antonio.
The anticipation for this game was really, really big for Spurs fans, and I could tell you that because
I think everybody saw that with all the boos and all the posters that were made.
with all the boos.
Crazy.
And no matter what Kawhi says or his sister says, it had a great effect on him. They stole the ball from him a couple of times in the first period. He missed some easy shots in the first period. He looked frazzled, and
he didn't do too well at the
he didn't do
beginning.
well at the beginning. But later on in the game, when the chance of traitor,
I think that really affected him. He had to take a step back.
He had to take a step back from the free throw line
Yeah.
to go back and shoot the free throw. It had a huge
I
effect on him.
honestly kind of felt bad for him with the boos and with the traitor chant. Like, he's a grown man that did what he thought was best for him and his family.
He just did it the wrong way.
He did it the wrong way, but he's a young kid too.
He did it the wrong
So,
way.
I mean-
He was getting paid by this organization, and I think he could have played in the
He felt
playoffs.
disrespected by them too. And as a man, if you feel disrespected by an organization, well, what makes you want to go out and play for them? But I don't know. I'm a Spurs fan, and I also held it against him, but I kind of did feel bad for him with all the boos and the traitor chants.
Go Spurs.
Well,
I
I mean, to put it into perspective, I mean, it's a game in January. You know, I mean, talk to me in March and April. I mean, it's an emotional game. Kyle Lowry didn't play, which is their point guard, their all-star point guard. So,
But he hadn't played for 4 games.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's still
And
not,
they had won 3 of the
Yeah,
games.
I
They
understand
just
that,
lost
but,
this
but
one.
they're still not the top level. And when you have a guy like Lowry out, which is their their
And they got
leader,
dominated.
Yeah, they did. But like I said, it's a game. It's an emotional game. I mean, they played based on emotion. They're at home. You knew that the crowd was going to be going. The Spurs. They won the game. You got to give them credit. Also, DeRozan had a lot to play for. I mean, just like you can switch it around, about with Kawhi leaving the Spurs. I mean, the organization did the same thing
They traded him.
to DeRozan. So
He was
You
hurt,
can't really
and he played like he was
No,
hurt.
it was not the same thing. Kawhi did not want to be there. He left. DeRozan wanted to be in Toronto.
They
traded him off.
But I'm
It's
saying
not
the
the
fan
same
base,
thing.
the fan base is the same. Like they're booing because he left. But then what
Well,
about?
so DeRozan will get booed in Toronto?
No, he's loved.
I know.
Oh, that guy's going to be loved, and he's going to go do the same thing. And to get your first triple-double in your career against a team that traded you off that you loved, it was the girl he wanted to marry.
It was a triple double, but it wasn't that much of an impressive triple double. 21 points.
21. Triple-double is pretty
Not
impressive. And he did it almost in the first half. When the game was out of hand,
Could have made it more
when
impressive.
they had
about
26-point lead,
If you would have had 30,
they
it
built
would've
it to a
been more
28-point lead, but it was a 26-point lead. He was sitting on the bench for most of the second half,
My point
so it
is
was
more,
impressive.
My point is more with the fans because this is not Philadelphia.
This
is San Antonio.
This is San Antonio.
They're
This
respectful
is San
people
Antonio.
there.
We're respectful.
They must have
I
been really
was-
hurt.
I was impressed, or I don't know if impressed, but that the fans all
You
game
were
long,
surprised.
very surprised.
Yeah,
All game long,
that was
every time he
surprising,
touched the
man.
ball,
That was
the boost
surprising,
came
and I
on.
hope that doesn't happen every single time that we lose a player or a player doesn't want to play.
But when
This
you
is
lose-
different
well,
circumstances.
this is totally different.
It's a very loyal fan base. I mean, San Antonio Spurs. I mean, like the hardcore Spurs fans.
But
you know,
in San
they're pretty
Antonio,
radical.
they're normally not like that. But the
Normally
way
not
that
like
the
that.
way that
Well,
Kawhi did it,
They cheered Danny Green.
they cheered Danny Green. And the way that
Yeah.
Kawhi did it was just not acceptable, and he deserved every boo, every traitor, every.
Yeah, but it goes back to what
not a
about-
leader,
every
not a
snake sign.
leader.
But it goes back to what about when the organization just want to play? Or now players just want to play for the organization, and you're holding against them. Have you never holding against the organization?
Good point.
Nobody ever holds the organization.
Well, this
when
guy,
they don't want to
this
play.
guy presented the city and the Spurs, and he was going to be the player of the face of the
Yeah.
organization,
Yeah.
and he turns around and just is a traitor.
It goes back
So
to
he
him.
got-
It goes back to Charlie. It goes back to
He
him
got
not
the
being
claw.
happy. You know what? I've never seen somebody turn down a Supermax. The guy just does not care about the money at all. He still drives the same old truck. I mean, the guy just wanted to be happy. You got to respect that.
With the
Okay.
3 Lamborghinis
Yeah.
parked in the driveway.
When LeBron went back to Cleveland to play, they also booed him, didn't they?
No, well, when he went to the Heat,
Yeah, when he went to the Heat.
Yeah.
They booed him like crazy, right?
They hated him. They burned his jersey.
this year when he went
They-
back to Cleveland, they didn't boo him.
Then
No,
following
because he
time
won a
right back.
championship for them,
They
right?
didn't boo him.
Yeah.
I
So
think they did a tribute video as well.
Yeah,
wow, that's.
because it's a different story again.
But talking about LeBron,
I think because he won one there, I think that was the breaking point.
He
Had
did
he
what
not
he said he
won-
was gonna do.
Had he not
Yeah,
won
you
there,
brought a
know,
championship
think-
to us. Yeah, you brought a championship to us. So we kind of love you. We kind of.
you're great. You're fantastic.
Maybe he'll come back.
By that time,
LeBron's
Never
too
again.
old. Let's talk a little bit
LeBron-
about
Own the
Oh,
team.
no.
Maybe he'll come back and own the team.
Right now he's playing with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And is he still hurt or is he playing again?
No, the guy's hurt.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so are the Lakers better with him or without him? That's been a
Well,
big topic.
That
right?
that's a good topic. That's a very good topic.
well, I think it's obvious.
No, it's not obvious.
Yeah.
It's not obvious. Remember
You're
that
gonna
this,
say a team
No.
with LeBron is just as good as a team
remember
without
that
LeBron.
this last game they didn't have Kuzma. They had
They
been in
didn't have Rondo
every
either.
they had been in every game. The first 3 games they were in every game all the way to the end,
And then did they win?
and yet they won one.
Oh,
They won one
out of how many?
Yeah.
of the 3.
Oh, so they lost 2.
But the team ball was so much better. They move the ball. LeBron controls the ball so much. They move the ball around a lot better, and all these guys can.
It was.
I think it comes down to they're still babies. I mean, they're still first, second year guys. I mean,
They need a leader.
You know, they do need that veteran presence. Even having Rondo there instead of LeBron, that probably would have made the difference.
How about maybe LeBron being sidelined? He sees that these guys need the ball a little bit more and stops controlling the ball
But
a
they
little
still
bit.
don't have that veteran guy, that has the ball. I think Rondo is the guy that they need not as much as LeBron, but would fill that gap.
But you
that
have Shaq in the
gap
pool.
that could close those games.
Rondo showed what he can do again in that Golden State Warriors game. Rondo took that game over when LeBron was out, and they won that game because of him.
Yeah, ball's got to go. Ball's just.
I
not-
think they can use Ingram as a good trading piece too.
Yeah, Ingram probably is not a good piece for the
Get somebody,
Lakers.
Anthony Davis or something.
I
Get
agree.
somebody
It would
for
have
the
to be a major upgrade, if you're going to package those guys, but you're not going to get anybody equivalent to him. He's still 21 years old. If you look at all the stars from the NBA nowadays, they don't start breaking out until they're 20 to 24. I mean, if you look at Kawhi stats, Paul George, the Greek Freak, those guys took 3 or 4 years to develop. Ingram's still 21 years old. He's still a baby.
The one that has developed the most.
Let him grow into his body.
The one that has developed the most is probably Kuzma.
Right.
And Kuzma, I don't think they will let go because he has developed defensively and of course offensively, and he's developed
and his confidence,
and he wasn't on the floor this last game, and they still, it was probably the lowest team in the NBA that they lost to, but they were still in the game.
His game fits with LeBron because he's a catch and shoot guy. And he's 20, and he's also a four-year college player. So he's a little bit older than the other guys than balling. So he's more has that manly body. His game right now transforms more with LeBron than the rest of the guys.
And he's a lot taller than what it seems at the beginning.
Kuzma's
I thought,
tall,
I thought that he wasn't that tall of a player, but you see him compared to whatever he's guarding.
I like his confidence.
He's got that Mambo mentality. He thinks that he's probably the best player on the court
all the time.
He'll take that 3-point shot in the clutch.
So I'm seeing that. How much longer is LeBron going to be playing though in the
about
NBA?
3-4 years.
I think about 3 or 4
So
years.
you think they're going to be able to get more players to come in and want to play with him if he's just going to?
I think so. I think they're going to think that 3 or 4 years that they're with him, I think they're going to think it's worth the championship.
That's a LeBron lover. But the players don't want to go and play with LeBron. They wanted to make it his team. If LeBron plays,
fake news.
But if his play goes down and you bring in a young guy, he'll be willing to go play with LeBron because LeBron won't be controlling the.
I think that's a myth that people don't want to play with LeBron. I think that's a couple guys that can't handle pressure that said that, and I think that's where you heard it from.
Let's talk to Paul
George.
Well,
Paul George
can't handle pressure. That's why he's with Westbrook. Westbrook takes all the clutch shots. Westbrook is the man in that team.
I think he's got maybe 2 years left, and I think that the guy the person that they bring in, they still have that slot for a max contract. That person will be the person that's going to take over the team anyways. It'll be whether it's Kawhi, Davis, or anybody else out there. I think that they will come to LA because it's LA. It's a big market. I mean, Magic. Everybody trusts Magic. I mean, the guy's done wonderful. Since he's took over that team.
It's like going to play for the Cowboys. People want to play for the Cowboys.
It's the brand.
And do you all think once he retires, who's going to be the next great player in the NBA that's going to be like the
Zion
one that says that he is the best ever?
Zion could be the best ever right now.
I think it's Anthony Davis and the Greek Freak. I think it's the Greek Freak right now.
What do you think about Zion?
I mean,
Zion has to prove himself in the big league.
That's what they said when he was in high school. They said he's playing high school kids. When he gets to college, and he got to college, and
no, he has to prove himself with the big boys.
I mean, he's not even the best player in Duke.
That's it. I don't know.
Well,
he's the most talented and the most potential.
Well, they say he won't go number 1. It'll be his teammate Barrett,
and he'll go number 2.
He'll go number 2.
So they better win that national title then.
They better. Wow. They're a freshman team. They can lose. They're vulnerable to the older teams like Wisconsin, Gonzaga. Those guys that are 4-year guys, and that's why they beat these.
I think that's just
teams
too much talent.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we'll see about that one. So there's one more topic I want to kind of cover a little bit. It would be the NBA honors. So offensive player of the year.
NBA.
No,
NBA,
NFL. Rookie of the year, defensive player, MVP. And I want to know what you guys think about that. I think we're all leaning in the same direction, maybe as offensive MVP.
I think we had talked about this before, and I'm still holding myself to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes for MVP.
I'm saying Mahomes too.
Mahomes.
To go in as a quarterback.
Mahomes.
How many TD passes
I think he's
did he throw?
50. That's the magic number.
Right? Yeah. To me, it was between Mahomes and Gurley, and then Gurley kind of sat out those last 2 games, was it? So I think Mahomes.
I think the sentimental vote will probably go to Breeze, though. I think
to come in as a quarterback,
he's old, and he probably won't get another one.
The position that gets the ball.
As a young kid,
you get every play. You touch the ball.
But the voters might not want to give it to Mahomes because he's a rookie.
But
I mean, I'm sorry, not a rookie, but he's young.
Sometimes you just can't.
That's just the way it is, He'll have his turn. Let's give it a breeze. He's a sentimental pick. He's almost out of the NFL. You know,
And he's never won one,
He's
too.
never won one. Yes.
And you heard it here first,
But
folks.
that's the
And-
only.
But you heard it here first, guys.
And the people's unanimous decision, as just viewers, would be Mahomes.
I think Mahomes is going to take
Mahomes.
it.
Numbers too much.
Yeah. Because he talks funny and he throws it well.
He talks like Kermit the
He's the
Frog.
best sidearm in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like
The
some of his passes
sidearm,
are like
the no look pass.
All this
Oh,
like-
Left-handed pass.
No,
crazy.
That's crazy.
he's Magic Johnson
his
on the
talent
football
is crazy.
field.
Yeah.
yeah,
He reminds me of he's like Brett Favre 2.0.
yeah.
He's a gunslinger that can kind of improvise and do
he
that.
doesn't carry, throws an interception. He just goes right back out there and does it again and throws another
He
interception.
rarely does, man.
You know. So yeah, I think so. What about defense?
Defensive MVP.
Khalil Mack for me. Because
Khalil Mack for sure.
He
changed that.
he
whole
took that
Thursday.
defense to another level.
That's what we were saying, that
Khalil Mack
he
changed
changed
that.
that defense.
But then I don't know, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, because he did it consistently the whole year.
Yeah, so
Or-
it's between those two, but I'm gonna take Donald.
Matt.
I'm gonna switch it to Donald.
Aaron Donald.
You changed his mind.
You got a double team. I didn't even say anything. It's just
Well, I mean, because I was remembering I picked them because of the Rams defense. But yeah,
he's good.
I take Donald.
And that's defensive
Definitely.
MVP, right? And then so we got rookie of the year.
Shaquan.
Saquon, yeah.
Saquon.
Saquon
Barkley.
Baker Mayfield. What about him?
Mayfield.
Look,
Ha-
Baker Mayfield took the Browns team that nobody thought could win a game, and they got 7 wins.
Yeah, something like that.
7 wins.
Well, they're
Yeah,
actually
they-
loaded
they
because
did
the
good,
last 20 years they've had top 5 picks.
But they're not still
They
playing.
need somebody to turn the key.
They don't have 50-year-old guys.
You can't do it without a good quarterback.
They beat the Martin record of 0-70 to get all those first picks.
So look, Saquon or Baker Mayfield, but I'm gonna take. Yeah, I think I'll take Saquon
I
too.
think the voters are going to go against Baker because of his antics,
he's
his crotch
cocky.
grabbing, he's showing up his old
I like that
coach.
though. I like that.
But it's not for
confidence.
everybody.
Gilbert likes it.
Yeah, that would get me to vote for him.
Okay. All right. So, any other topics that you guys don't agree on here?
Who's better right now? Spurs?
Spurs or Lakers?
Spurs or
Lakers.
Lakers?
At this moment,
At this moment,
I don't think the Spurs have any talent. I think they're well coached.
Oh,
They very hard.
Okay, the Spurs have
But
no
I- but-
talent,
but they don't-
but yet all of December and through this first game in January, they're first in shooting threes. They're first in
It's
field
a-
goal percentage. They're first in
It's a system,
defense.
it's a system.
They're first.
It's a system,
Okay.
but if you break it down, once they're in the playoffs,
I think
the talent has to
they're
come
just
out,
coming
and I don't
together.
think
They're
they
just
have it.
coming together.
And I'm being
they're-
objective. I think that they have DeRozan is solid. He's an all-star in the East. He's been an
So
all-star in the
Aldridge
West.
is-
He's doing pretty good. Aldridge is inconsistent in the playoffs. He usually shrivels.
Rudy Gay is
true.
making.
I hate that.
Rudy Gay is a journeyman. I mean, come on, we're gonna
Forbes.
everything.
The
we
way they were
see,
talking
everything-
about Forbes last game.
Can you start hiding this stuff from him? Because it's like totally obvious.
Yeah, Forbes.
Okay, so-
Forbes has been one of the hottest shooters. Bertans is hitting 48% of his threes.
But the Spurs have no
I
talent.
love
They
the Spurs.
supposedly the Spurs have no talent, and yet they're number 6 right now in the.
I love the Spurs, but
January.
to win an NBA title, I don't think they have a shot.
Well,
I
we
think
have
the
something to
Lakers
prove.
do.
We have something to prove, and press the button so it can be blue.
I think the Lakers do have a shot because of LeBron.
Oh,
But-
LeBron lovers.
I don't think that the Spurs have
LeBron
a shot.
Well,
The,
at a
the
title.
Lakers have no shot.
Are the Lakers what's their rank right now?
Their rank
They're,
is
They're
look,
number-
in the
they're
West.
number-
In the
yeah.
West,
They're
it's
number-
super close.
they're number 8 in
everybody's
the
3
West.
games away from first.
In the West, you lose a couple games, you're in 9th, and you win a couple games, you're in 4th.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
So right now the Spurs have 22 wins. The Lakers have 21. The top team has 25.
So they're all right
But
there.
there's
They're all
3
right
teams
there.
with 25, and then 23,
And that's why.
the rest are 22.
And that's why I said I'm not putting much stock in January. Talk to me in March. So that's why. I
And when
said.
the season starts, he says, "Don't talk to me now. Talk to me in January." But now the season is headed, and we're in January. He says, "Don't talk to me in January. Talk to
Look,
me
we
in
haven't even
March."
got to the All Star break yet. Let's see what happens.
Look,
after.
all I know is that if the Lakers win a championship,
They won't.
Then LeBron lovers. LeBron
Be
lovers
ready for another
are gonna
13-minute
be,
video.
You know, he's the best ever because he's done
Definitely.
another team now.
I already think he's the best ever. I already made a whole video. Go
gonna
watch
be
that
amazing
video.
because
If he played team ball, they probably would have still been up there. They probably would have
If
already
he
had
played
25.
team ball, how are you gonna explain
yes.
the fact that he's up there in NBA assist leaders of all time?
Because
But
he
doesn't
has
play-
the ball all the
ball
time.
dominant.
Because he has the ball all the
When he
time.
needs to be,
He
he
can't
is.
play
Who
the
else
ball.
could get assists?
He can't
When
play
you
off the
carry
ball.
the ball,
When
you
you-
have the ball all the time. You're going to lead in assists. You're going to lead in points. You're
Like,
going
I
to
mean,
lead in
the Russell
everything.
He's a ball
Westbrook
dominant player.
effect.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna say he's like Carmelo?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna say he's like Harden, who dribbles 18 times and takes a three.
Well, Russell
Oh,
Westbrook
he
averaged
dribbles a
triple
lot of
double.
times, and he holds the ball a long
I
time.
mean, he is. I mean, I mean, he's
He
a Laker
controls the
now,
ball.
so I have to embrace. But he is ball dominant. You know, where he cannot play off the ball. He's not the same LeBron. He needs the ball.
And sometimes he stalls the team
facilitate.
with his. You know, it takes. You have 24 seconds to shoot. That's it, and you can't take 12 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if they win, the talk's gonna be there. And
Well, they're not going to win, so the talk's not going to be there.
I think they're the second best team in the West when they're completely healthy.
I agree, Carlos. I agree. I think a big
Laker
I think-
fan.
I think-
Laker fan.
No, I think
Laker fan, LeBron
I
fan.
think
Kobe fan.
A huge what's it called? Nail is gonna be when Boogie Cousins comes back.
Oh,
When you know we don't know how he's gonna come back.
I don't think he's gonna fit in that team actually.
I mean, and coming back from a tear in your
Achilles.
Achilles,
He's not gonna
that's
fit
different
that
from a big man coming, walking
Yeah.
down back and forth. The court is gonna be very
Achilles,
different.
you're trying to jump, get rebounds, come back down, and it's going to be.
I don't think he's gonna fit in that team. I think he's gonna want the ball more than he's gonna get the ball, because he is also kind of ball dominant.
And he wants his money. He's like one year. He's got to prove it. He got a minimum contract now next year.
Okay, I'm just watching the comeback starting here. Is that a touchdown or not?
That's a fumble, man.
It might not be a fumble. It's
Ball's
a
out.
touchdown. It's a touchdown. That was so close, man.
I don't know, but you made the prediction that they're gonna come back,
And here they come.
it's not looking like it.
Here they come. 20. There'll be 21-7 here. It's gonna be good.
Well,
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this sports talk in the man cave. It was awesome.
we'll be back for the Super Bowl with the
contradictory
Cowboys.
points. We don't always agree, but we have good opinions.
We'll definitely be back for the
Thank-
NBA championship.
And I want to thank Gilbert for being here with us today, man. It was very nice. Thank you so
Come
much.
back again.
Little guru.
Little guru.